All right, good morning. Another day, another dollar. This is my Friday. This is Saturday, July 4th, and I really hope that everybody has a happy 4th of July holiday out there enjoying the fireworks later on this evening. I will definitely be partaking in the festivities with my family later on this evening as I go into my 3 day rest period. Oh yeah, I am up early, y'all. Up early, y'all. But yeah, I did a lot of interesting stuff this week. I mean, I had a 16-hour marathon panel that was pretty cool. I didn't know I had it in me to have that much stamina to stay on that long. So it's amazing what you can do when basically you're not forced, but just I don't know. It's just something that happened that day, unexpectedly. But hey, it is what it is. I am exhausted. By the way, I was on Dana's panel last night. She had a really good topic. Shout out to Dana. They were on her panel yesterday. We were talking about hair. Black women's hair. Don't touch my hair. I don't know if that's a series that she has, but it was a great topic, great show. Conversation was good. I came in kind of late towards the end of it and shook things up. But that's what I do. One thing I did want to delve into though, because I noticed that in talking about the topic, Dana has a mixed audience, and that's a good thing. I like the fact that on her platform, she crosses over to all audiences, and that's not a bad thing, especially if that's what your platform is all about, something that caters to all people. But I was noticing that when I was on the panel, there were non-black people in her audience commenting on black women's hair, and there was this one particular guy that got on this stream. And I don't know. I didn't hear him say. Everybody said that he made comments about the white women's hair also, but to me, he was primarily focused on black women's hair looking terrible with weave. So it's primarily, even though it's the some not all argument, the semantics with the wording, but the overall gist of the matter is that he basically saying that black women's weave look worse than white women's weave or non-black women's weave because our hair doesn't blend perfectly with the weave. And once again, this is coming from a non-black person. And see, I do have tolerance for white people and their opinions. So that is the reason why I told Dana that when he was talking, I didn't address him at all. Really and truly, I really don't like talking to white people about black people issues because to me they're going to be biased and quite racist anyway. And so when I had mentioned to Dana that I thought that his comment was racist, that was my opinion. And opinions are not based in facts. So I know I wasn't being factual in that moment, or probably not even being reasonable. But here's the whole thing. I really have an issue with people of other races commenting on issues pertaining to black people. I really do. Maybe that's something that I have to work on. But my whole thing is it seems to me as if they are always on code, always, always, always. And we're always so inclusive. We're always so inviting of them to take shots at our people, and we don't stand up for ourselves. So that was my attempt, at standing up for black women. That was my attempt. And it went on deaf ears. Like I said, we are never on code. because notice how, he said that majority of black women, weaves look terrible, and majority of white women, oh, my group of women's hair, blends perfectly with the weave. So, they can get away with it more so than your group of women. See, that I couldn't find a way to articulate it yesterday. You know how after an argument you go home and you think on it and you're like, oh, this is what I should have said. What's up, Baratiki, Doug? So yeah, later on, I thought of how I could have better articulated it and why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. And that's exactly what it was. It basically boiled down to, my group of women is better than your group of women in this area. And they're always on code with big upping their own women. But I saw a chat room full of ADOS people, full of black people that did not lift a finger except for myself and maybe one or two other people in the chat to defend black women. And just kind of, because even whether we're right or wrong, you should never let anyone of the opposite race put your people lower on the totem pole, even if what they're saying is true. And that's the whole gist of how I was feeling. It wasn't a right or wrong thing with me. It was a how dare you thing with me. But like I said, that was Dana's panel, and I don't tell nobody how to do on their channel. I just yeah, I told them, that's how I ended it. I was just like, hey, that's your opinion, because like I said, none of the stuff was based in fact, and I'm not gonna waste my energy arguing over you over an opinion that's not based in fact. It is based solely in emotion, and I will be the first to admit it, because I even had black men down in the chat room, so-called pro-black men, agreeing with him, talking about some, but he ain't lied though. He told the truth though. Y'all need to wear your own hair though, but that's besides the point. We are never on code. We are never unified. This man sat up here and basically said your women's hair looks shitty in weave, but our women can wear weave and still not look shitty, and you all still don't know how to be on code. Even if some of us as a collective group don't agree with some of the ways that our women wear our hair, you ain't supposed to never let nobody of another race or culture come in and say they shit is better than yours. And so, that kind of blew me, and I had to really sit up and evaluate why I was feeling some kind of way about that situation. And that's exactly what it was, because, and I had to even, I cursed George out a little bit, just slightly, told him to go fuck himself, because George is a sometimey motherfucker. George making too. But I do promote his stuff on my channel because he does have some good content. He's a good guy too. But George is sometime. One minute he'll be like, "Hey fam, what's up?" and do to do. The next minute he'll be on some grimy ass shit. You got to watch that nigga. But anyway, I digress on that. So that's the reason why I entitled this live stream "Never on Code," because we aren't. Even the so-called pro-black people, when put in a situation where you can be on code and rock in solidarity with your people and not argue in mixed spaces with mixed groups amongst those people, we fail miserably. And this is the shit test that lets me know that there are a lot of pro blacks ain't even on their shit. A lot of pro blacks not even on their shit. You are not even supposed to be arguing like this in mixed company. When we get around other groups of people, it should be pro solidarity all the way around. And then if we want to have arguments amongst our group about hair and weave, which is a damn waste of time, then we do that amongst ourselves. But when we in mixed company and this person is sitting up here saying your women ain't shit, your women is not as good as non-black women when they do such and such a thing, and our women can do it better. See, this is what it came off. That's how it came off to me. Even though, deep in the back of my mind, I know that what the man was saying was probably true. I would never give that to him. Never. I would never give it to him because he's not one of us. I'm never going to let them know that they're better than us in anything. Not even when it comes down to weed. You'll never sit up here and tell me that a white woman can wear a weave better than black women and get away with it. And I was just so disgusted at the number of black people down in the audience. We gotta be fair, type. They not fair. They not fair with us at all. Veritiki said there is a saying that goes something like dirty laundry is washed within the family. I am translating roughly from French. Exactly. So like I said, deep in my heart, I knew what he was saying was true, but I would never give that to him, not publicly. And I was so disappointed. But like I said, everybody ain't on the same wavelength. And like I said, we had so-called pro-blacks in there that dropped the ball and didn't pick up on the opportunity to be unified and not give that cracker, non-black person, a win over their own people. Because like I said, and there's a lot of black men that are so blinded by their hatred of weave. I don't know what it is about them and their hatred of weave, that they will let non-black men come in and shit all over their women. But you pro-black. Like I said, I knew deep in my heart, but I couldn't say it on that panel because I wasn't going to give it to him. Because I'm going to stay on code. Even if the people around me not on code, I'm going to stay on code. And that is what you call being pro-black. You can't call yourself pro-black, but you let other groups of people every chance they get in subtle little ways tell you that their group of people is better than your group of people at doing something. And even though, and this is the other thing, because I blame black men primarily for this, because you publicly shun black women about hair, weave, makeup, and every little thing that you think is wrong about black women, that you allow other groups to come in and feel like they can do the same. They can speak publicly and loudly about your women and their hair. And so now we're not only being checked by our own men, peep this, we're not only being checked by black men, but we got to sit here and listen to this shit from non-black men too. And then we have to watch our men co-sign them. And that's what it felt like. So, and this is nothing against Dana at all, because like I said, I don't fault anybody for not knowing, but it would behoove me not to come and point these things out. But like I said, at that time, I couldn't really articulate why I was feeling why I was feeling. I had to actually sleep on it. And when I woke up this morning, I said, that's exactly what it was. Gia Girl said, I'm just joining. What did you see this on? Oh, I was on Dana's the real Dana's channel, and this was last night, and she was talking about black women and black hair. And there was this non-black man that came on to the panel, and he was just giving his opinion, which he's entitled to his opinions. That's what I told him over and over. You're entitled to your opinion, but I wasn't about to give it to him that white women can wear their weave better and blend their hair better than black women. Even though deep in my heart, I felt that he was telling the truth, I would never give them that publicly. that their women can get away with doing that and black women can't. I would never give them anything like that publicly. And that's where I say we're never on code. Never. Oh, Baratiki said, don't say you. I did not co-sign this. I know, Baratiki, when I'm talking about black men as a group, I'm not talking about you as an individual or anything like that. That's just my wording of it, in the heat of the moment of me talking. So I'm not signaling you out particularly. But yeah, we do this all the time, as a group. Whenever there's mixed company, just like black women, we're guilty of it too. On the child support issue and the issue of deadbeat fathers, when you have men or other groups come into the conversation and they want to bash and bang on black men, I don't think that we should allow other groups of people to come into our personal battles with one another and give their input. Yeah, Gia girl, the show is on YouTube. Because the same way that brothers should not allow non-black people to come in and bash on black women should not allow non-black people to come in and bash on black men. It's not about me caping for one over the other. It's about solidarity and us being on code for once in our damn lives. For once in our damn lives, we need to be on code. But like I said, on Dana's channel, that was her channel. She asked him to come up and give his opinions. I think that he had been on the show once before, and she asked him to come up. So because it's Dana's show and she asked him to come up, and he did give his opinion. Like I said, I was quiet. I didn't say anything because that's his opinion. Opinions are not based on fact. So how can I debate something that ain't even based on fact? It's just basically how he feels. So, I knew that that would be a losing argument to begin with because I ain't got shit to back up my opinion over his. It's just like he said, my eyes see differently than his eyes. But the only thing that I'm feeling is, Negro, you sit up here and you fuck with black women, but at the same time, you're still elevating your women. And we have black people in mixed company with non-black people co-signing this bullshit. And then we got the nerve to sit around and chastise black women about self-hatred. First of all, before you can tell black women about self-hatred, you need to check yourself. Because there's no way that we should be allowing other groups of people to come in checking us on our issues. Now, for me, hair is a universal thing. White women, they get away with the whole wearing the afros, dyeing their hair funky ass, punk ass colors or whatever. And I agree with, him on that note. I'm not with the different color hair. I think that hair should look like regular hair. But if the next woman want to wear green, pink, purple, orange in her hair, who the hell am I to tell her what to do with her shit? Hair is universal. People can do what the hell they want to do with their hair. I'm not really fucked up in the head about what somebody doing with their hair. I'm just gonna be honest. I think that's just something that we need to let go. And if you don't like somebody that wear weave, wig, whatever, you ain't got to date them. That's how I feel about it. I don't feel like hair is worthy of a platform for black men to be getting on, banging on black women publicly. Because as the non-black man on Dana's panel eloquently put it, white women wear their weaves too. And as he eloquently put it, they wear it better than black women because they can blend their hair better than ours. So he's elevating the women in his community, whether he realizes it or not. And we as black people are dumping on the women in our community publicly, whether we realize it or not. Hey, what's going on? Let me see. Who is this? Incurmature. Gregory Gloss says, and they know this. They always hated my sisters from your wombs, brings the greatest men and women in this planet. And Gregory also says that is white woman always coping, cloning. Doug says we should be on code, but I don't believe that's possible. It's too much self-hate in our community. And that's what I'm beginning to see. Because like I said, these type of situations are the shit test for us in these little small climates to see whether or not we can even be on code over little things. We can't even be on code over little things. And I notice how they are always on code, even over the smallest things. They will always say their people are better. And then we will sit up there and stupidly agree with them that our people are inferior. It's not that we're actually saying the words that our people are inferior, but our actions, when we go along and agree with them and co-sign them on them saying these certain things about us, whether it be overtly or covertly, we are basically downing ourselves and big upping them. And we don't know it. We don't even realize it. So like I said, I'm not even a person that proclaims to be pro-black, but I'm more pro-black than a lot of these pro-blacks, because I'm always going to realize when I'm in mixed company, and I'm always going to jump on code. But I don't even see this with the so-called pro-blacks that's supposed to be so woke. Like I said, you so woke, but you down in the chat room banging on your own sisters, agreeing with this white dude that the white women can wear their weaves better. I'm sitting up here like, black men, y'all sit up here and talk about how much you hate the hair weave. You don't like no weave whatsoever. But this non-black man sitting up here saying, yeah, our women wear weave, but they only wear the weave in the back, and so that's better than y'all weave, and blah blah blah, and they can blend their weave in better, and it look like they hair. And he goes on and make point for point in favor of his women, and then point for point against your women, and you're actually sitting up here agreeing with him publicly that your own people ain't shit. And now, once again, we can play semantics. We can play word semantics all day long. Not saying that that is what was actually said during that live. Nobody actually said the words, your people ain't shit. But it's the actions that say it. It's the actions. And that's my opinion about it. And like I said, I felt that there were a lot of nonchalant black people sitting up there. Nonchalant, unaware, dropping the ball again in a situation where we should have been on code. Hey, Nadia, what's going on? So now when the big issues come around, like black men being killed by police, and you got black women on the front lines taking bullets, all this other stuff, They making black women the face of the Black Lives Matter movement. And then you got black men showing up with the white women with dildos and all this other crazy shit, getting married to their white women. And, this is the type of off code bullshit that I'm talking about. Now, that's a larger issue where we're not on code. So, like, when you take these smaller issues where we're bickering amongst ourselves about hair and we can't even be on code when we get in mixed company, this is why when the bigger issues come up, we look like fools because we never on code. We can't be on code with little things, and therefore it trickles over to the bigger stuff because we too goddamn liberal in front of mixed company. What's up, pretty black? We're too liberal when we're in mixed company. And that's on everything, whether it be big or small. And Cremature says an Irish Cherokee female tried to tell me how to address an issue concerning dark-skinned black girls on another channel about an hour ago, and I had to let her know what time it was. Exactly. That's being on code. Like, no, you don't understand a thing about what's going on with us, and we should not allow them to come in and dictate to us how we address each other. And I feel like if they want to go amongst each other and talk about black women hair, white men want to get with other white men and talk about black women hair, that's them. But don't get with other black men and women and talk down about black women hair, and then we sit up there and turn around and co-sign that shit. That is off code like a motherfucker. That is off code like a motherfucker. Pretty Black says, I'm here to listen and learn. And Cremature said, I raked her across the coals a bit, the nerve. Exactly. And they need to be raked across the coal every time because, see, what I'm noticing is that these non black people are becoming more and more emboldened to interject themselves into our conversations and say things against our group in public because they've been really wanting to do this the whole time. I'm just letting y'all know. They've been really wanting to do this the whole time. And so now we're giving them permission to do so. And so now, black women, if you want to know how come you don't feel like you're being respected everywhere you go, this is why. Not only are you not being protected, but now we're giving other groups of people the green light to be disrespectful and say anything to us about our issues, including how we do our hair, how we address our hair. And so you want to wonder how come they feel emboldened to tell us how to do our hair when we go to the job. But then when we get to the job and they open their mouth to tell us how to do our hair at the job, we upset. Well, no, don't get upset now because when we're in mixed company with these people and they're downing us about our hair, telling us our hair don't look good and weave and don't look good like this and don't look good like that, we don't check them right then and there. We over here co-signing that shit. So when we get discriminated against, don't say shit. Don't say shit. Because me, I'm like this. I feel like black women should be able to do whatever in the hell we want to do with our hair. That's what I rally for. Freedom for us. The same way that they have the freedom to whenever they get ready to go to work, they just throw that little shit up in a ponytail and don't even style it. They have freedom to do so. And we should have freedom to do whatever the hell we want to do with our hair without feeling ostracized. Let's see here. Pretty Black says, Faith, these black men have gave these non-blacks the right to talk to us crazy. Yes. And Pretty Black also says, I had to put a Mexican mofo in check about my hair. She don't want that smoke. No, and here's the thing. Like I said, they are entitled to their opinion, but at the same time, when they do try to come with us with that smoke, they supposed to get heavy pushback. It should never be where they feel emboldened to just come in and interject their opinion whenever they feel like it, especially on issues that pertain to us and our hair and our unique features. We're already coming to a point where black women are getting comfortable with our natural hair and features. But like I said, it's not even about the hair or makeup or anything of that nature, even though these are petty little things that we infight about. I don't understand how come, the black men that don't like the women with the weave or the wear makeup just don't date those types of women. You can't dictate to people how they want to do or fix themselves up. If you don't like it, just don't date them. The same way I don't like men who wear dreads. I think men who wear dreads are kind of feminine, especially the ones that wear the long ones. That's my opinion. This is the first time you have ever heard me speak on it, though. What do I look like launching a platform against men with dreads, trying to tell people how to do their hair? I sound like a goddamn fool, don't I? When this is a free country and people are free to do whatever the hell they want to do. But some kind of way, black people, we don't get the memo. And I didn't like the men that wore those S curl kits either back in the day. And once again, back in the day, black men were the first ones trying to change the texture of their hair, by the way. I wasn't quite cool with all that. But I didn't launch a platform against the S curl kits and the guys that permed their hair. What I look like getting on a platform? Oh, you niggas got all that S curl and perm in your hair. I just didn't date them. When I saw guys with the grills, like there's some women that don't mind a man that got a grill in his mouth. I think that shit ugly as hell. Do you see me launching a platform about grills and how ugly them grills is, and then showing pictures of black men with grills in their mouth and going ham on black men 24/7 wearing grills? Like Nelly and all these other rappers that be up here wearing them ugly ass grills. I think they're hideous. What would I look like launching a platform about grills? If they want to wear a grill, that's on them. I just don't date them. When the guy come up to me and he try to talk to me and he flash me that smile and I see gold teeth everywhere, that's a deal breaker. Bye bye. Just don't date them. I'm not gonna tell them not to wear their gold teeth or their grill or whatever. This is a free country. But see, that's where, people start looking like control freaks to me. And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. Even if I don't like black men that wear the S curl or perm their hair or the grill or the dreads. I think all of that stuff is hideous. Ain't no white woman coming on my platform gonna down a brother talking about a white man can wear a grill better than a black man. Ain't no white woman gonna be able to come to my platform and say a white man hair look better straighter than the black man with the S curve. Bitch, you gonna get all the way the fuck out my face. And that's when I'm going to, in mixed company, uphold my man, my black man. Even though I think the shit is hideous, they will never ever get a chance to say that shit to me. And that's what you call being on code. Now, when we amongst ourselves, I'm gonna be like, nigga, I think that shit is ugly. I'm gonna just be honest. That's my opinion. Shit, I don't like it. But when they come around, no, nigga, your man don't look better than my man with the grill. My man look 10 times better. I'll fucking put out a goddamn grill magazine on their ass. You would think I was pro grill the way I would go at they motherfucking ass. Even though Faith don't like the grill, just because your white ass thought you can come in and uphold your man over my man, I'm gonna go pro grill on your ass. Just because you thought you could get away with it. Let's see what you're talking about. Let's see. Pretty Black said, Faith said the S curl. I remember that old greasy mess, dirty shirt collar and forehead acne. Yeah, girl, that shit was a hot mess back in the 80s. I'm telling you, man, black men have come a long way. A long way. You remember before gangster rap came out? And I'm gonna tell y'all how black men was almost finna get ready to go gay. All black men was gonna be metrosexual, okay? Because right on the cuffs of gangster rap, you had Prince, wearing the mascara, and Boy George, and all the other popular artists, Michael Jackson with his mascara and makeup and all of that type of stuff. And it was this white dude that used to wear mascara all the time too, and he was a real popular singer back in the 80s. So back in the 80s, those were the artists that the women were gravitating to, and everybody loved him some Prince, everybody loved him some George Michael, everybody loved him. I mean, I'm talking about them guys was wearing lace gloves. And y'all remember back in the 80s when niggas was wearing them lace gloves and borderline looking gay. That's the reason why you had that Morris Day look almost, where they were sitting up there looking like Morris Day and they had their hair all permed out and everything. Niggas was getting ready to be metrosexual back in the 80s, y'all. And if it wasn't for Eazy-E, NWA, and all these gangster rappers, that's exactly what the fuck they was gonna do, just try to attract women and get pussy. Niggas was getting ready to be wearing lace gloves if it wasn't for the gangster rappers saving their ass. I'm just gonna be honest. They saved their ass. Let's see here. I can't see. Who is this? Alan R. Okay. He said grills aren't a thing outside of low income urban black men. Sadly, lots of black women are attracted to these type of men and have children out of wedlock with this type of man. You know what? I have seen a certain segment of women that do go for those type of men. I don't know why they think that is attractive, but you're right. There is a certain segment of us that like that shit. Pretty Black says, remember Ice Cube had that Jerry curl for a long time. Yep. And Pretty Black also said, Faith is right. I remember those days. Berretti said those dudes were walking around with an activator bottle in their pockets. Some started wearing purses to carry all the oils they needed to maintain those curls. Yeah, y'all remember the 80s? When guys was walking around here and some of them had those lace socks. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm telling on all y'all ass. All of y'all was getting ready to be metrosexual in the 80s. Y'all better thank all the gangster rappers that came out and brought manhood back to you. Cause y'all was getting ready to go in the other direction. Y'all was following Prince and Boy George and George Michael. You better get down on your hands and your knees and thank the NWA gods because y'all was finna get ready to lace glove it up. Right, pretty man. I'm telling you, boy, the '80s was a fun time, though. You know, if I could go back to any era in time, though, the '80s, I would love to go back to that time. That was a fun time because everybody was pretty much doing their own thing, you know. And during the time in the '80s, you know, you didn't have black men concerned about black women's hair and makeup and weave or perm or anything like that because they were wearing just as much hair and weight makeup and weave and perm as we were. Just think about that for a second. Let that sit in and marinate. But these same Negroes from that era that was wearing their mascara, they lace gloves, they Jerry curl, now all of a sudden they want to forget that shit. And all of a sudden they want to critique black women on hair, makeup, weave, and perm and everything else. Gia Girl said the masculine man archetype has pretty much disappeared from today's society. Yeah, you know, I feel like our men are masculine, but they are crybabies. You know, they don't have a lot of power, and so they try to find power within controlling black women. That's what I'm seeing. Rather than turning to themselves and empowering themselves as men, they look to try to control black women and tell us what to do. You got to wear your hair like this. You got to wear your clothes like that. You got to sit down and pee like this because I'm the black man and I'm in charge. In charge of what? How black women sit down and pee? Go and get some real power. Go get some real power. Because anytime you become overly concerned with what black women are doing as far as their hair and makeup and little insignificant stuff like that, insignificant stuff that no other race of men is really concerning themselves with, that should tell you how little power you have. Doug says to me, the East Coast rappers brought the masculinity back. Yeah, they did. They brought the masculinity back before the West Coast. The West Coast had harder lyrics, but had perms and S curls. Yep, yep. The East Coast rappers was on code. I'm from the East Coast. Like I said, our guys on the East Coast, they were the first ones to be wearing them box fades and them low cuts and all that type of stuff. And so yeah, they did bring the masculinity back. On the West Coast, like you said that Ice Cube was sitting up there wearing that big old juicy Jerry curl and Easy E with his big old juicy Jerry curl. It was some juicy Jerry curl going on in the 80s on the West Coast. The West Coast was the juicy Jerry curl capital. The juicy Jerry curl capital, the West Coast. But yeah, the rappers did bring masculinity back. Gia Girl said when black men get something, they run to white women. Yeah, yeah, it's a trend. You know, that's when they. I think that they believe that the white woman is their status symbol, that they've made it. Like, I finally made it. I got my money. I got my white women and my mixed kids, and I am out. I made it, Negroes. Ha ha. Look at me. So, that's what that is. And once again, it's all about self-hatred. Not being on code, thinking that the white ice is colder. The white ice is colder every time. And that's what it felt like, when I was on Dana's channel. I felt like I was around a bunch of white ices colder Negroes. And some of these people are pro-black. Like, I recognize a lot of pro-black content creators down there in that chat, and they were sitting up there like, "Hey, he's telling the truth." Yep, yep. The white woman can wear weave, and we don't know it. That she wear the weave better. Yep, the white woman wear the weave better. Yep, yep. Never on code. So now, when black men come into black women's spaces talking about weave and wigs and all that type of stuff, ladies, you can politely tell them to shut the fuck up, because they don't mind that shit on non-black women, apparently, because we done let a non-black man come into our space and tell us that their women do it better, and we agreed with them. Even some of the women agreed too, by the way. So, ladies, we can't even get mad either, because some of us was over there letting it fly too. Let's see here. Baratiki said juicy Jerry curls and tight leather pants. Yeah, but them 80s, I'm telling you. And then Cameo didn't make it no better when he came out with the cock, what was that, cockpit or whatever the hell that was, that he was wearing in all his videos, and then he had his eyeliner on, and the earrings and all that type of stuff, and then he had his nails painted. They was painting their nails, and I was like, man, I said, if something don't happen, black men gonna be running around here with eyeliner, painted nails, lace gloves, and finally gangster rap hit. And it was like, I'm telling you, that's what saved y'all ass. Gangster rap saved y'all ass. Y'all was getting ready to go down a slippery slope. Don't nobody never want to talk about it, but that's what was finna get ready to happen if the gangster rap motherfuckers didn't come and save y'all ass. Cause y'all was going for it too. I'm telling you, boy George, boy, he was leading the pack. Yeah, that red cup. Yeah, Boy George and George Michael, and then Prince and Michael Jackson, and all these Negroes. I think even what's his name? Rick James. Wasn't Rick James running around here with eyeliner on and whatnot? Yeah, yeah, he was. I believe he was. Yeah, y'all was going down that slippery slope fast. But I'm glad that it didn't happen. I'm glad that masculinity prevailed. But it's always fun to remind y'all how y'all almost became a race of metrosexuals. But nah, let me stop playing around, y'all. I'm gonna stop playing around. Who is that? Nadia said braids and beads. Yeah, Rick James, he was rocking them braids and them beads. And you know that was weed, right? You know that was weed. While y'all want to sit up here and talk about hair weave, Rick James had him some hair weave, okay? He had him some extensions. Camel's lead singer wore eyeliner. I think so. Yeah, he did. He did. Baratiki said those guys from the 80s are the same ones wearing dresses today. Billy Porter. Yeah, you know what? To be honest with you, there were a lot of black men from the '80s that I think that they liked that era because they could be gay basically out in the open, and it was just a trend. It was a style. It was part of the style, so nobody would actually question them. And then when the gangster rap came, they had to go back underground on the down low again. Cameo, yeah. Yeah, Cameo wore eyeliner too. Go back and look at them old videos from the 1980s and count the number of black male artists wearing makeup and eyeliner and all that type of stuff. Like I said, it was getting pretty bad. It was getting real bad. Cause I think I dated a guy back in the early '90s, and that was like when the gangster rap was really starting to take off. And shoot, this dude, he had on eyeliner and everything like that. He was so sissified, it was crazy. But also a part of me was kind of attracted to it because he could sing. He could sing just like Prince. And so, once again, I can't just put the onus on the men because a lot of us ladies were attracted to that. And that's the reason why the men gravitated to it. So, like I said, gangster rap kind of saved us from going down that slippery slope. Let's see here. Yeah, Geograph, I remember Cameo. They had a weird but cool style. Yeah, Cameo was cool. I liked a lot of his music. Still listen to some of his music, actually. Doug said those were some confusing times for me as a young boy. I remember my older girl cousins having posters of Prince looking feminine, but they went crazy over him. I didn't know what to think. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we as women, we were attracted to those metrosexual men. Prince running around here with lace gloves and tight leather pants on and mascara and shoot, he had his hair laid and flipped to the side better than some of these women. And we were attracted to that. Ladies, we cannot deny. We can't deny it. We were attracted to that. Sure enough. So we can't sit up here and say we didn't contribute to the fuckery. Because we were also pushing our men down that slippery slope. Because they saw what we were attracted to. Yep, booty cheeks showing. See, there you go, pretty black. She said I was in love with Prince and them DeBarge boys. Yeah. Oh yeah, them DeBarge boys too. Now them was some eyeliner wearing Negroes right there. Now and there was one point where some of them DeBarge boys looked like women to me. I couldn't tell the difference between them and their sisters or them and the Jackson girls. They look so feminine. If you go back to them pictures in the '80s of those DeBarges, they look so feminine. But we were attracted to them. We liked that. Gia Girl said, my ex, she loves effeminate type men. It's unfortunate because this is subliminal suggestion. We were made to believe that this was okay. Yes, absolutely. And like I said, men are not stupid. You know, they are going to go in a direction of what we are attracted to. So if we look at feminine type men and we give those feminine type men our attention, then the men are going to start wearing lace gloves and eyeliner. And they were getting ready to go that way, ladies. Don't let none of them try to tell you that they didn't have lace gloves and eyeliner back in the day. If they were a man that grew up in the 80s, you know they had some lace gloves and some eyeliner. Yeah, Chico. And now I was attracted to Chico. I thought Chico was fine. What was that one song that he sang? Oh, I'm gonna listen to that when I get on off the live stream. I thought that song was everything. Not because he sang it so well or that Chico had a good voice or anything, but that song was so erotic to me. I think it was on a rainy night. Rainy night. I love that song. And El DeBarge was cute. Yeah, you know I was attracted to El with his Q7. Now El DeBarge had a sweet little voice. Y'all remember that Secret Garden song? And El DeBarge was in there singing. He's like, ooh. He had such a sweet, high pitched, sexy voice, and he had a way about him that was also very sensual. I don't know what that was, but yeah, girl, yeah, we was going towards them feminine type men back in the 80s. Yes, we were. We were sending out the wrong signal. Oh, look like they got something going on up here. Look like an accident or something. Yeah, Gia, he did. He had amazing voice. And who else? Who else? Who else? That's all I could think of. Y'all brought up the Barges, Chico, Michael, Prince, all them Jerry curl wearing, perm wearing, mascara wearing, lace gloving it up. They were lace gloving it up back in the 80s. What is this up here? I hope they don't have this road blocked off. I just want to do my shift and come home. I do not want to be sitting out here. Ooh, Bobby the Barge. Yeah, he was cute too. But you know what? The 80s, I think that was the era of the light skinned man too, by the way. We were crazy about them light skinned men with them pretty hair. Let's not forget that too. So that was the reason why you had a lot of Negroes perming their hair and wearing them Jerry curls, trying to look like them light skinned mixed boys. But we didn't call it self hatred back then because the dark skinned man with the nappy hair wanted to, perm it up, weave it up, or whatever. As a matter of fact, black women, we don't really too much complain of when our men, switch up their style. I don't know what it is about black men where they feel like they got to be vocal about black women switching up our style. What is this? What are they doing? They done closed the road. I knew they was gonna. They do this every Saturday. Every freaking Saturday they do this. It must have been a bad accident because they didn't shut it all down. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to detour. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. All right, y'all. I had to check back in real quick. I'm having a detour because they shut down the whole expressway. Now I'm on the back on this here back country road or something like that. But anyway, what y'all talking about over here in the chat room? I'll show y'all the traffic. Why y'all want to see the traffic, girl? That ain't nothing. I'm on this here back country road now, trying to see if I can make it back to a main road. I hate when this happens. Nadia said he used to make sure his hair was dripping wet. Oh, she used to make sure the hair was dripping wet before we went to the skating rink. Walking around with plastic caps. Y'all over here, y'all taking it all the way back. Y'all taking it all the way back to the plastic caps. Oh, and when people was wearing them long socks, remember them long socks and them sneakers? Yeah, we was doing all that crazy stuff back in the 80s. And then see, a lot of people don't want to remember when they was doing all of that. But anyway, I don't even know how I derailed off the topic of not never being on code. We done got stuck in the 80s and went down memory lane for a while. Yeah, but them 80s was something else though. And you know what? I was a kid through most of the 80s. See, remember I was born in 76. So in the 80s I was like I would say like yeah, grammar school. Oh, you too? Okay, you're 45. Yeah. See, back when I was coming up, Michael Jackson was my icon. I loved me some Michael Jackson when I was a little girl. And I never forget my mom and dad. I remember that video Thriller. Remember that premiere when that came out? That was the thing. I remember I was in grammar school. They bought the big old television in the classroom, that big fat TV that they used to have back in the day. They rolled that in the classroom so we could watch the premiere of Thriller. And boy, that was some big stuff right there. My mom and dad bought me a Michael Jackson Thriller poster, and the poster had Michael Jackson with his little red and black jacket on, and he was like leaning towards, leaning in, like facing me in the poster. Um, but what my parents didn't tell me that it was a glow in the dark poster. So like at nighttime when you turn the lights off, Michael Jackson turned into the goo. And my mom and dad didn't tell me this. So they put the poster on the back of my door. And I don't even think my mom and dad knew that it was a glow in the dark poster. So I was up all night long, scared than a motherfucker, because I'm looking at scary ass ghoul Michael Jackson leaning forward in the poster that they done turned the lights off, and he done turned into a monster. I was so mad. I was up. Ooh, I was upset. But I was scared to run out the door because they put the poster on the door. So I'm in the room just shaking and shivering and stuff, waiting for the morning time. Boy, when that daylight came and my mom and dad opened the door, I hurried up and jumped up and grabbed that poster off the door. I'm like, y'all never do this to me again. Good morning, love wisdom. But yeah, you know what? The early 90s was 30 years ago. We old, y'all. Oh, hell no. This is a dirt road. What the hell is this? Y'all, I'm in the desert. I ain't never been on this road before. I don't know what this is. And it's all late and stuff. You know how you be on them little dirt roads and ain't no lights or nothing nowhere. You gotta turn your brights on and stuff. That's where I'm at. They done detoured me over here to this dirt road because they shut down the whole expressway. Oh, pretty black. Yep, back in the 80s, those men were wearing those short shorts. I'm still rolling. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going until I see some kind of civilization. Nair shorts. Yeah, the 80s and the 90s that was a funny time. I'm telling you. I think we were really trying to figure ourselves out too as black people. We were really trying to figure out our style, what looks good on us, that sort of thing. But at least there are other trucks and cars on the road with me. That makes me feel better because we all got detoured over here on this road. Faith, can you please show the road? Why you want to see the road so bad, Baratiki? Y'all must like when I do the lives when I show the road. I didn't know that. Gia Girl says you have to remember they have networks that run past TV shows and commercials. If you dare wear short shorts and Air Force short shorts. I remember that commercial. But yeah, I want to get back on the original topic because, like I said, this whole thing we got to talking about hands, stuff like that, because I wanted to reminisce back there on the 80s because black men, they were sitting up there, perming it up, jerry curling it up, weaving it up. They were doing the most back in the 80s, but now all of a sudden we got a whole nation of black men that got amnesia. They got amnesia and they don't remember when they were weaving and perming it up and putting them braid extensions in their hair like Rick James, and they were doing the most back in the 80s, and wasn't nobody talking about it, but nobody saying nothing to them about it. But now we letting non-black people come in our spaces and do the whole black women ain't shit with their hair thing. That's what I don't like. That's the reason why I said, that was kind of off code, and that I was trying to figure out why I was feeling, the way that I was feeling towards that person yesterday. But that's the reason why. That's what it was. The whole situation felt very funny to me because we were allowing this non-black person to come in and pretty much just say their women look better in weave than black women, and we all agree with it. That's why it was not feeling right to me. Oh yeah, they had them ball hugger jeans, but like I said, we had a peculiar style. In the 80s, we were trying to find our way as a people. I believe we were trying to find our way, and we were being very experimental as a group. Back then we experimented with things as a group. If black men was perming their hair, black women was perming their hair. If black men was jerry curling it up, black women was jerry curling it up. We were experimenting as a group. And then we kind of separated and went our separate ways, with black men doing their own thing with their style, and black women, we were doing our own thing with our style. And nobody was saying anything. This whole getting on black women with the weave and stuff like that didn't become popular until what's his name? Chuck D came out with that. Was it Chuck D? Who the hell was that came out with that song "Bald Head Hoes"? And that's when all of a sudden it became a thing. With black men making fun of black women's weave publicly, by the way. So, when you want to sit up here and talk about Oprah, what about all them damn songs y'all had making fun of black women's hair? What was that one song where the dude was talking about uh what was what the hell was that daggone song? I run my fingers through your hair and get halfway through, baby. It's time you tell me what's exactly true. He had a parody of somebody else's song, but I can't think of the song. But they was singing about hair weave. They was making fun of the weave. So then that was far, far, far before Oprah. But like I said, I can't really get into semantics over it because we were kind of shitting on each other. But the thing about it is, with that whole Oprah argument, when I go back and watch old Oprah shows, Oprah didn't never shit on no black men. I saw her dragging the hell out of white men and letting white women come on and talk about their men. She was doing that a lot. Yeah, Willie D. Bald head hoes. Yeah, black men was really running black women through the ringer with all this music. And we sat back and we silently took it. We were bobbing our heads to it too. We took it as entertainment. We were soldiers about the shit. Yeah. Ooh, is it really your hair? Is it a weave or is it your hair? I remember that song. Hair, weave. Hair, weave. Is it your hair or weave? Is it your hair or weave? Good morning, Bayou Bunny. Yeah, Doug, that's the song. But like I said, I'm not new to this. I remember all the little songs. It wasn't just rap music. Y'all was making regular songs about hair weave. Regular songs. Ooh, is it your hair? Y'all was dragging black women way back when. So it has always been publicly acceptable for black men to drag black women and degrade us, and on and on and on, and we have invited other groups of people to do the same. All right, Doug. Yeah, the dog got to be walked. He got to do his thing too. Nadia said, "How can you do this to me? You told me it was your hair, but it was a weave." Y'all got me over here reminiscing. Yeah, that's exactly what they said. They were making the weave songs way back when. It wasn't just the gangster rap making fun of black women. They had all types of music out there. And Gia Girl said, "It's your thing." Yeah, oh yeah, I used to rock that song all the time. It's your thing, hey, do what you wanna do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. Man, it seemed like this road going on forever. Hold on, let me check my GPS. Yeah, but then I believe it was what was that one black woman rapper that came out and she dissed everybody. Oh my god, she did the best diss rap out there. For a female, I think she had the best diss record out there. Was it MC Choice? Was that her name? Was it Choice? Man, she had everybody on there. She was getting everybody. What's up, Chef Disaster? Chief Disaster? Chef Disaster? I can't see. Damn glasses. I need a magnifying glass for these damn little ass words. StreamYard, no, they wrong for these little words. Yeah, Chef Disaster. Y'all up early in the morning. It always amazes me. And it's what, 20 people up in here? Hit the like button, y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, MC Choice. She was the one. I used to rock her music all the time. But I was like, I was so giddy about that diss song that she put out because I was getting so sick and tired of black men with they women ain't nothing but hoes and tricks music and is it your hair, is it a weave and bald head hoes and all them songs they made about us. And when she finally came out and she talked about all their asses, I was like, yes, finally. And she was the only one that served it up to them just the way that they were supposed to get it too. I was so happy. Oh, you wake up early but stay in bed for a little while. I wish I could stay in bed on Saturdays. One of these days I'm gonna take a Saturday off just to see what it feels like. I'm gonna call my boss and be like, I'm not coming to work Friday. I'm not coming to work Saturday, and then I'm gonna still be off Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday just to see what it feels like. Oh, Chef Disaster, you at work? What kind of work do you do? But yeah, if we can't be on code with these little things, if we can't have each other backs in situations where we're in mixed company and they're trying to big up themselves by putting a group of us down. Because the problem with us is, I think that black men see themselves as being separate from black women, and black women we are starting to see ourselves as separate from black men. Because remember, and I bring up the 80s and I bring up our style and our hair and our makeup for a reason because like I said, back in the 80s we were experimenting and doing things together. Like I said, if black men had the perm, black women had the perm. If black men had the jerry curl, black women had the jerry curl. We were doing things together. We were experimenting and doing things together. Then come the 90s, I want to say like the mid 90s, that's when we start branching off and doing our own thing. And black women, we were doing our own thing with our hair and, experimenting with the weave and the extensions and stuff like that. And black men, they were, experimenting with the different haircuts. I forget they had the what was that little slanted haircut they used to rock back in the day? I forget what they used to call it. They had that and they had the tall high fade and all this other stuff going on. So we started branching off and doing our own thing around the mid 90s. And that's when we started, kind of going for each other's throat. But in the 80s, we were doing everything together. It was like together, together, together. Then all of a sudden, now we separate entities. The Gumby, yeah. Ooh, man, Gumby. I remember I used to watch that when I was a kid. Yep, the high top fade. Oh, you at home teleworking, Gia. Ooh, I wish I could work at home. But these loads ain't gonna get delivered with me at the house. They say I'm an essential worker. I got to get out. Ooh, wait a minute. It looks like finally I'm getting on a real road. God, thank the Lord. That dirt road and all them daggone dips and patches. Let's see what's up here. You ever had to detour off your route and you would find yourself in the middle of the night on some weird ass road and you be scared? But it wasn't too bad though, because like I said, it was other cars out here with me. Yeah, civilization. Okay, it says here I'm gonna be on this road for 80 miles. Oh, okay, all right. It looks like I'm merging back onto the expressway now, so cool. I can re I'm merging back on the expressway now, so I can relax. Yeah, that was scary for a minute. But you know what's so funny? While I was out here in the middle of this here dirt patch where it wasn't nothing, I didn't lose any signal. They got some good cell towers out here in the middle of nowhere. I wonder how come I can be in the middle of civilization on I-10 and lose my signal. And all this time I was in the middle of nowhere and I had perfect signal. That's crazy. Like who got a cell phone over here? They really need to take these towers that they got had over here and put it in that little patch over there on I-10 where I keep losing my signal. Yeah, but the togetherness was a lot better back in the 80s, y'all. Back in the 80s, we weren't bickering and arguing amongst ourselves about silly things. Back in the 80s, men actually had love songs and they still believe in love. And, you know, the black family was going strong in the 80s. It was a beautiful time. There was more togetherness back then. This stuff that we got going on right now, all this backstabbing, um, black men running over here to white women and putting their women down for white women. We weren't doing that stuff back then. Not on the level that we're doing it now. But then again, we did not have also the internet. We didn't have the internet either. It might have been going on, but we probably just didn't know about it. But to my recollection, it wasn't nothing like that. We were more on code with each other. Gia Girl says Lonnie Love mentioned that the black community has no togetherness as she dates a white man. Go figure. Right. Yeah, we ain't got no togetherness. Come on, white boo. Nadia says, I really believe gangster rap started breaking us apart. Yeah, I kind of believe that when we start totally bashing on each other, I think that's when the gender war actually began, to be honest with you. Because black men was, giving it to us, giving it to us, giving it to us. And then we finally had a response from a black female MC Choice. And then that came with people like Queen Latifah coming out with the UNITY. I'm not a bitch or a hoe. She's addressing the street harassment in her rap music that some of the black men deny that they were doing, but they forget that there's a whole song that addresses street harassment by none other than Queen Latifah. And when you guys remember when the video first started off and she was rapping, and the guy, touched her, and she said she turned around and asked who did it because somebody was getting ready to catch the rag. And the dude said, "Yeah, me, bitch." And he laughed, and she said she clocked him dead in his eye. Who you calling a bitch? That was addressing street harassment. Nadia said because Public Enemy era, we were together. Yeah, when don't believe the hype and all of that. Yeah, we were still hanging on during the Public Enemy era. Then we got these nigglets out here signing these $1 million contracts to sell out the black community, promote gangsterism and drugs and misogyny. Those were the types of things that were selling. Shock rap for shock value. They didn't like us rapping about things in the community and talking about unity and how we can improve as a people. I remember KRS-One, "Love's Gonna Get You." That was my favorite one of his. Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna get you. And back then, the music actually made sense. The music actually made sense, and you were being taught in the song. You were being taught in the music. You were being shown in the music how detrimental drugs and violence was to the community, and that's what KRS-One he would highlight in his music. He highlighted the poverty and the desperation of black people to have material things. So when I look at that old rap song, "Love's Gonna Get You," that's what I got from it. It was a cautionary tale. Gia Girl says, and you can understand what they were saying. It didn't sound mumbled. No, they actually had lyrics back in the day. They actually, when they rapped, they made statements, and it was all political. It was political. We taught each other different things, and we entertained each other while teaching each other. And black men back then, when they were rapping about their women, they didn't rap about their women with hatred and vitriol. Because I mean, even in their own way, NWA coming out with that "Fuck the Police" song. In their own way, they were revolutionaries, even though they contributed a lot to the fuckery. I get mixed messages about their music because "Fuck the Police" was very revolutionary, and it addressed police violence towards black men and boys. Yeah, NWA, Ghetto Boys, Ice T, definitely. Oh man, Ice T though. That record, MC Ice T. I'm your pusher. I used to rock that shit all the time. I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm the nigga in the alley. I'm your brother when you need a true player guarantee. You need me, I'm your friend, your homeboy, thick and thin. MC Ice T. I'm your pusher. I remember back when Sears Roebuck and Company, they still sold music on those. They used to have those old stereo players where you used to have to put the record down and you put the needle on the record. I used to go in Sears Roebuck before they had the little places where you could listen to the music. I used to sneak in Sears and I would put Ice T's music on one of the record players and I put the headphones on my head and I would listen to it until somebody came and kicked me out. Because my mom and dad wouldn't let me listen to that stuff at the house. So I had to sneak off to the store and do it. Oh, they had them in the catalog too? Yeah, then we became sexualized with Pop That Coochie and Doodoo Brown. Yep. Like I said, shoot, I was out there. I used to sneak out my mom and dad's house with my little Daisy Duke shorts on with my booty cheeks hanging out. When I was like that, that was about when Doodoo Brown and Luke and all them came out. I was about maybe 15, 16 years old. And I remember, our parents didn't buy us clothes like that. Back in them days, we actually had parents that kind of semi was trying to keep tabs on us. And we had to leave the house looking respectable. That's when we still had the Cosby Show on the air and all that type of stuff, giving us a example of how a black family supposed to be. And I would have been like Vanessa Huxtable back in the day, leaving the house with my long jackets on and my boots and my jeans and all that type of stuff, looking presentable when I left the house. But when I got to school, I put them short Daisy Duke shorts on and all that type of stuff, my booty cheeks hanging out, and be out there popping my coochie, listening to Luke. Yeah, I was wild back in the day. Look at them girls with the Daisy Dukes on. I want you to look at them girls with the Daisy Dukes on. Everybody, look at them girls with them Daisy Dukes on. Yeah, I remember the song too. Yeah, those were fun times though. We was having fun. We were bad. We were unruly, and a lot of babies got made during that era. I have to say, a lot of babies got made during that era. Because them boys was looking at them girls with them Daisy Dukes on, and people were going crazy. You saw more booty meat back in the early 90s than the law should have allowed. And that was when I believe everybody started getting naked. What they say, spring break. That's what a lot of black men on YouTube like to bring up, spring break. That was a real thing. Ain't gonna lie, that was a real thing. A lot of y'all went to spring break, busted loose, came back pregnant. Yeah, Freaknik. Jigger also says one problem I had was grooming my hair. I combed it, but by the time it arrived at school, it was wind blown. Bird had dropped a load, whatever else could happen, like it had rained. Yeah, you know what? Back in the day, I remember when we were molding our hair down with that brown gel. Remember that brown gel they used to sell at the beauty supply place? And you saw a lot of girls walking around with their hair molded down with that brown gel. I remember we was doing that a lot back in Chicago. Yeah, trying to tame that kitchen. And back then I had no concept of hair texture because there was some girls that had a looser hair texture, and so when they permed their hair or they hot comb their hair would fall right because they had a looser hair texture. And I didn't have a concept of mixed or none of that type of stuff. Everybody was black back in the day. Remember that? If you saw the mixed girls or whatever, with the mixed texture hair, you just said that it was good hair. You didn't really know why her hair was laying down better than your hair, but you just know that you wanted your hair to look like that. But all of y'all was wearing perms. Even the mixed girls was perming their hair, but their hair would just, lay down a lot better. We never knew why. Now that we're being schooled on hair texture and the different variety of black hair and stuff like that. Now we know why. Ampro style gel, yep, that's what it was. That Ampro style, that dirty looking brown gel. I remember we used to pack that in our head. Press and curl, yep. Yeah, they had perms, and we didn't know it back then. But the thing about it is, nobody was complaining about hair back then. That's what I'm getting at. We weren't really divided like that back then. It was no big deal. Everybody was doing their own thing, basically. Back then everybody had their own style. The least of our worries was about hair. We weren't concerned about hair. When NWA came out with that song "Fuck the Police," it had nothing to do about hair. We were tackling the real issues back then. Now I think that we kind of distracted with a lot of bullshit now. We're distracted by a lot of bullshit right now. And I'm going to be honest, like I said this in a lot of my earlier videos this year, even with the whole child support thing back in the 80s and in the early 90s, wasn't nobody really, black men wasn't really complaining too tough about child support because that child support system back in the early 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, it wasn't really going like a well-oiled machine back then. So back then, guys could pump and dump because they was pumping and dumping back then. They were getting girls pregnant and dipping off, and you never saw them again. And because that child support system wasn't fully up and functioning like a well-oiled machine, they got away with it. And wasn't nobody complaining about no single mom. They weren't complaining about single mothers because it was out of sight, out of mind. But then once that child support system cranked up and started running like a well-oiled machine, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, all of a sudden, black women public enemy number one. Now, we had nothing to do with the construction of the child support system. We had nothing to do with it becoming even more new and improved and can catch your black ass. We had nothing to do with that. So a combination of that and a myriad of other things, and our men, really start turning on us. Like we the ones that's out here, doing all this. Yep, there was a rap song, Be a Father to Your Child. Yep. Pretty Black Magic says, these niggas always making a big deal about our hair, but they don't talk about Becky's weave, makeup, poor hygiene, etc. No. Oh no. Because like the gentleman said on the Real Dana show panel last night, their women can do it better than us. Their women can get away with it because their hair blends with the weave. And we set up and agreed with him. If you go back and watch that show, you would have thought I was public enemy number one in that motherfucker. Well, it wasn't that bad, but you know what I'm saying. It felt like it. But the thing about it is, we should never be co-signing um, non-black people when they're elevating their people. And see, he didn't realize it, whether he realized it or not. That's exactly what he did. He elevated his women and then kind of, turned around and put down black women, even though he's fucking black women too. He's letting you know, yeah, I'm fucking black women, but you heifers with the weave, y'all can't weave it up like white women. And that's why it was so offensive to me, but I couldn't really articulate it at the time. Plus I had just got off work. I was tired. But I just know, how you feel offended by something, but you can't really put your finger on why. That's what it was. And it was just kind of like, I'm not feeling this nigga at all. Well, he wasn't a nigga. Well, I just wasn't feeling him at all. I just wasn't feeling him no way, shape, or form. And I wanted it to be known, that shit right there wasn't cool. Nadia Yaz Light says, I hate that they always talking about weed, but don't talk about how a lot of us are natural now with 24 inches of hair. Oh no, they're not going to talk about the hair under the weave, that there's actually hair under there. And when you go and you watch these natural hair videos, when these women are taking their weave out and their hair under the weave is just as long, they will never give us that. But they'll sit up there and they will listen to a non-black person talk about how we can't wear weave as well as their women. And they'll sit up there and agree with them. And women will also agree. Now, like I said, I ain't gonna lie, I low key agree with them too, but I ain't gonna do that publicly. You ain't gonna sit up here and uplift your women and shit and say they do it better to my face. Sit up here and agree with you. It ain't never gonna happen, not on my watch. But exactly, Nadia, many of us do have natural hair now, and it don't even matter about the length. We have women rocking short natural styles that look amazing. And that's the other thing. Like, why is it not acceptable for a black woman to have short hair? Even when a black woman rocks a short hairstyle, she's called bald headed. Even though she's not bald headed, she's just simply rocking a short hairstyle. But a white woman can do the same. A white woman can rock a short hairstyle. Nobody say nothing. Nobody say she bald headed. Exactly. Right. There's a lot of women with shoulder length hair with weave. But for some reason, every other group of women in the world, they can have variety. They can add on and take away, chop off. They can do whatever they want with their hair, perm, color, you name it. They're free to do it, and their men will say they do it well. Our men tell us we trying to look like somebody else. We hate ourselves. We ugly. Just every negative thing in the book. And then they will also encourage other groups of people, male and female, to demonize us and put us down too. And see, that part right there is bad enough that you doing it. But when you make it okay for other groups to do it too, that's when I have to look at you with the side eye. Because now that's telling me that you want your women to be on the bottom of everybody's shoe. You want your women to be on the bottom of everybody's shoe. Right. They call the Becky a pixie cut if she has short hair, and they say it's cute. And on a sister, you bald headed. Exactly. Don't be a black woman with a cute short hairstyle, and then one day you want to rock a weave, and then you go back to your short hairstyle. Niggas will say you bald headed. And I'm not talking about just the men. Females will too. That's just how crazy and warped our perception of ourselves is. And I be trying to, preach to the masses that this is something that we should not be concerning ourselves with. Because like I said, back in the 80s, we were experimenting with a whole bunch of different styles on ourselves. And we did not question each other about it. It was not a topic of discussion. So I'm wondering, why is it so important now that we police the black woman's hair? Black woman do anything to her hair. Here come the black male style polices policing what we do. Exactly, from Jerry curl to finger waves. We were experimenting, and it was perfectly fine back then. Nobody said nothing about it. Yep, Anita Baker, Tony Braxton, they made the short hairstyle cute and stylish. And that was these were two brown skinned sisters. Anita Baker is very dark skinned, and that short hairstyle looked good on her. Actually, seeing Anita Baker with her Afrocentric features and her voluptuous body, it made me feel good as a black woman. It inspired me to go and get my hair cut into that style. I rocked the Anita Baker hairstyle for a while. But now it's you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because then you got a legion of idiots running around here talking about, oh, black men just love long hair, but you ain't got no problem with that short hairstyle on a biracial or a non-black woman. Shoot, Amber Rose, she rocked the bald head for like how many years? Amber Rose was bald head and dyeing her hair all these different colors, and them Negroes and have no problem looking at her with her bald head self. And that's when I knew, when I saw Amber Rose walking around with bald head and nobody was talking about no bald head hoes. What you see, D? What you see, D? Amber Rose. She a bald head hoe. But nobody's saying that. Let's see here. I'm reading the comments. Faith, I've seen so many beautiful black women be proud of their hair because of Anita Baker. The shop stayed full too. Yeah. Yeah, Anita Baker, Halle Berry. Yeah, don't forget her. She came out with that short hairstyle, biracial woman rocking the short style. But to me, Halle Berry, she looked phenotypically black to me. I was very surprised to find out that she's mixed because she looked phenotypically black, and I don't know. To me, she just looked like a light skinned black woman because she had the little, cute little bell pepper shaped nose when she first came out. Then she got some work done. Oh yeah, the black men love looking at the short pixie cut on Halle Berry. Wasn't no bald head hoes. Wasn't nobody going around saying what you see, D, what you see, D. Halle Berry, a bald head hoe. Wasn't nobody saying that. They didn't mind looking at that short hair on Halle Berry. Then y'all remember when black women first started going natural? I remember when I first started going natural. I cut all my hair off. My hair was shoulder length, and I had to do the big chop because all of my hair was perm. And I remember the first day I did the big chop, and I walked out of my house. Everybody on my block stopped what they was doing just to stare. It was like oh my God, where's your hair? What happened to the hair? And that's what it was. And it wasn't even the fact what happened to my hair, but my hair wasn't permed. I didn't have those feather curls, that we used to get back in the day when we got our perm. It was my kinky natural hair. And it was, oh my God, girl, is you gonna comb your hair? Yeah, I comb my hair. This is called an afro. This is a short, cute little afro. Girl, I don't know. That this is when the natural movement first started, when it wasn't popular. I did the natural, the big chop, when it was not popular. And then I remember black men taking the online social media and they were making fun of black women that was going natural, comparing us to Samuel L. Jackson and all that type of stuff. Yep. Yeah, looking at me like I was a leper. Uh-huh. And now that I do my protective styles and I wear my wigs and I wear my weaves, now I'm being criticized because I won't show my natural hair. Now, ain't that a blip, y'all? When I did show my natural hair initially, I was a leper. Mm-hmm. Hey, raining woman. So I don't want black men to ever forget how they made us feel initially when we first started going natural. I don't want them to forget that they did not make black women feel comfortable to go natural. I don't want them to forget that they made us feel undesirable when we went natural. And now they're sitting up here demonizing you when you wear your protective styles. Right, Nadia. That's why I said damned if we do, damned if we don't. Exactly. That's the reason why I don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. And this is that dysfunctional behavior that I'm talking about. That's toxic. That dysfunctional, toxic behavior. Hair is universal. If you want to wear your weave, wear your weave. You want to wear your extension, wear your extension. You want to wear your lace front, wear your lace front. You want to wear your natural hair, wear your natural hair. Do what you want to do because that's what all other groups of women are doing. They doing whatever the hell they want to do with their hair. And they ain't asking nobody's permission. And they're being told that they do it better than we do. When they do it better than us. Not only do they get to do whatever they want, but they're being told that they can do it better. And I take issue with that. So now fast forward, we sitting up here getting shot up by the police, sons being thrown in prison, and we wonder how come nobody respect us as a group. We wonder how come we not getting our RESPCT, but we don't even know what respect is to each other. We don't even know what respect is amongst our own group. We don't respect each other, but we want other groups to respect us. Ain't nobody listening to us because how you gonna sit up here and kill your brother and your sister in your own neighborhood and then tell us that we can't kill you either? That's how other groups are looking at us. Well, yeah, y'all kill each other. So what do it matter if we kill you? We want the RESPCT, but we don't know what it means to each other. Do we want the white man to give us business loans? We want them to give us business loans and don't discriminate against us with the business loans. But then we discriminate with each other when we have businesses. How you gonna ask somebody to respect you when you don't know what that means to your own group of people? Miss J says no black woman looks good with pink, purple, or blue hair. Very few can pull off blonde, in my opinion. Yeah, and I mean that's your opinion. But at the same time, I don't like the guys with the grills. I said that earlier. You probably wasn't here. And that's my opinion. But I'm not going to launch a whole ad campaign talking about men with grills all day. I'm not going to make no songs about it. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to date them. I just don't date them. It's a free country. People do what they want to do. White people out here doing whatever the hell they want to do. They culturally appropriate everybody's shit. They are free to do whatever the hell they want to do. Don't nobody say shit to them. Only in black society do we concern ourselves with other people's business. They ain't really ours. If I see that sister with some green hair, I'm gonna look at her and be like, that don't look right on her. But hey, more power to her. I can't tell that sister how to wear her hair. That's her hair. That's not on my head. That's on her head. And see, once we graduate to realizing that we shouldn't be sweating the small stuff, we can actually tackle that big stuff. And when we realize that we can love and respect one another in our differences, and we can protect one another, even though we are different. If I see a black man wearing a grill or them long dreads I don't like, doesn't mean that he does not deserve my protection as a black woman. So if a black woman wears hair weave, does that mean that she deserves less protection and respect? We really have to start putting this stuff in context because we're having these little petty arguments amongst ourselves as a group, but we want other people to respect us. Ain't nobody respecting us. Who can respect that? When we let little differences come between us and boom, right then and there, we denounce our own group of people. Ain't nobody respecting that. I got 99 problems, but how you wear your hair ain't one of them. I got 99 problems, but your personal style ain't one of them. And that's what we got to get to as a people, as a group. We got to start covering one another. We may have our differences. Like I said, that's the reason why I went all the way back in the 80s because we couldn't have gotten more different and versatile than how we were as a group in the 80s. In the 80s, we were experimenting with a lot of stuff, but we were so much more unified back then. We had 99 problems, but we wasn't really sweating that small stuff like that. Right, Miss J. We got to get the likes up, y'all. Exactly, pretty black. And we are the only women on the planet who can do any and all hairstyles and make it look good. And to be honest, we have influenced a lot of the hairstyles in the hair industry with our versatility. The asymmetrical hairstyle came from black women. And then, of course, other groups of women start biting off of it. I believe it was Salt and Pepper that made the asymmetrical hairstyles popular. Whatever we do it with the utmost class, the utmost finesse. We are the trendsetters. And now we go from being the women who are the trendsetters with hair to now we're being the women who are the most ostracized about our hair. How exactly did that happen? Everything that we made hot, now we're allowing non-black people to say that other groups of women do it better when we were the originators. We were the originators. We were the one that perfected the technique of wearing wigs. We perfected it, styling them into lace fronts, blending. We perfected the technique of weaves. We perfected the technique of extensions. And then after we perfected, here they come saying their women do it better. And we sat there and allowed them to do it. We sat there and agreed. And so we can't get mad when they rob us of our ideas and our ingenuity, our creativity. They rob us of all of that when we give them kudos for things that we perfected. No, Gia girl, nobody said nothing in our defense. Were you on that panel? Were you on Dana's channel? I was probably the only person that objected. I think there was one other person in the chat that objected. And that was it. And like I said, George Bacon too had his pro black ass up in there, and he was all with it. Like, yeah, yeah, the black women look. He right. Oh yeah, she just mad. I'm like, really, Mr. Pro Black? And I woke up because I was tired. I went to sleep and I woke up and I had to realize why I felt a way about it. It's because of how off code we were. We were just all off code. Let's see here. Pretty Black says back on ancient Egypt, the women had wigs, makeup, perfume, beautiful jewelry. All of it was in good condition in the tombs. Yeah, that's why I said we perfected it, but everybody else do it better though. We perfected the art, but we're gonna allow somebody else to say they women look better with it than we do. Ours don't look good, but theirs do. And therein lies the rub. That's the reason why it rubbed me the wrong way when I was on that panel. And then people tried to gaslight me and say that I'm being unreasonable and I'm just mad because I'm bald headed, and all this other type of stuff. Even though I'm not bald headed, but whatever, you know. Hey, perception is reality. Right. Anything not to give black women credit or self esteem. Exactly. And like I said, that there wasn't just black men. I don't want to sit here and lie and say it was only black men. It's us too. There's black women in there co-signing it. Yeah, he got a point. Our hair weaves do be looking unblended. And like I said, deep in my heart, I knew that he had a point too. But I would never give that to him or any other non-black person that their women do it better than us. I would never do that. Never. Even if they did have a point, you would never ever hear me say it. No, I'm on I-10 now. Biratiki. I'm on I-10. Randy Woman says, no, perception is not reality. Your perception is your own reality. And Nadia says, and now Kim Kardashian wear braids, and they claim it's the new style, boxer braids. Yeah, I heard that. Oh no, Miss J, I was on the Real Dana's channel yesterday. It was a good show too. Yeah, I enjoyed the panel. But like I said, it was just that one thing that happened on her show. And like I said, I didn't really give it too much of my energy because once again, this is my opinion versus his opinion. And that's his opinion of the black women that he says he's fucking. His opinion of the black women that he says he fucks is that, he don't think that we do the weave as good as the white women do the weave. And that's his opinion. And then he also says that he don't fuck with the black women that got the weave. I think he even said that he don't even fuck with the white women that got the weave. And that's his prerogative. But like I said, whether he knew it or not, and the statements that he was saying, and that's the reason why I said that he seemed to he can't the statements came off racist to me because you are elevating your women and you are pretty much saying that they do it better than black women and you're fucking black women, by the way. You're a non-black man who fucks black women, but he still was on code in elevating his women, and we were off code because we also elevated his women because we agreed with him that his women, the non-black women, do it better. We agreed. I don't know him. I don't know the guy. I don't even remember his name. I never seen him before. But he's a non-black person that was on Dana's panel. But like I said, nothing against Dana at all. You know, it was all altogether was a great show, excellent commentary, excellent topic. But you know, that was a moment during that panel that I wanted to speak about because, like I said, I couldn't put my finger on it at the moment of why I was feeling the way that I felt, but I felt that that moment just didn't sit right with me, and I was trying to figure out why. And I slept on it, and I woke up and I said because we weren't on code as a people, I'm sick and tired of it. It felt like I was in that room by myself, defending my phenotype and the women of my phenotype, even though everybody in the room that was black just didn't give a damn, and we weren't on code. We definitely were not on code as a group. And you know, a lot of people may disagree, and that's your prerogative, but that's just my takeaway from it. Right, exactly. Yellow Rose says it's not his business to be talking about us. He should be nervous to say anything at all. Exactly, but we have made it comfortable for them to come over and say whatever. You know, so now it's open season now. And now that I know that it's not just black men, by the way, black women also make it comfortable too, because we were agreeing with him. And like I said, I low key agreed with him, but I wasn't going to let him know that. You're not going to sit up here and elevate your women and say that they do weave better than black women in the presence of me, a black woman, to my face. And I know that we are the ones that perfected the art of the weave. What I look like letting you elevate these women and say they do it better than we do. So like I said, off code like a motherfucker. No, Baratiki is not a simp. Who said Baratiki was a simp? I gotta go back and read this. He says, I have noticed that I am having lots of crushes on many women on YouTube and beyond. I am a simp. No. I mean, you know, that's just how you feel. And Pretty Black says, facts, Faith, I'll never go against my own kind in front of Whitey. Exactly. Because they should never know that they are superior or that I think that they are superior. The minute that he said that white women could wear it better than black women because their hair blended better and they were better at this, and he went down the list of why it was better, I'm not going to give you that. I'm never gonna give that to you. Even if you were absolutely factual and correct in everything you said, I'm not gonna let you have it. Nadia says, man, I see white women weave looking crazy as hell. Real hair be blonde. Then under you see the pale Barbie doll hair and tracks. Yeah, that's the reason why I was saying I have seen some messed up looking weave on white women. I have. But like I said, to each their own. You know, he thinks that his women do it better, and we sat up there and agreed with him um, unanimously as a group. The black women that were on the panel agreed with him and upheld him, and then put me down as a black woman. But I know a lot of it has a lot to do also with classism, because you know I got the country voice and I don't quite fit in with the girly speech. So you know you're gonna have a set of bougieism, set in where well, I'm better than her, and I'm just gonna go and agree with the white person because that Negro right there don't matter. We got a lot of Negroes like that in our culture too, and I really hate that about some of us. And why we will never be on code because we too busy thinking that we better than the next Negro. Too many divisions. Doug says, I don't see how white women wear weave better because they have washed their hair daily because it gets oily and smelly. So their weave stinks. Yeah, that part. That part. But I think he was speaking more or less with the blending of the hair to match the other hair. And with that, like I said, I low key agreed with him to him. I did not acquiesce and say that the white women's hair blend better because it looks more like closer to their texture. I knew exactly what he was saying, but like I said, the asshole in me was not letting that. Pretty Black says, Faith, you're right. You sound like a sister in mine. I like your voice. It's like all the black women I know and love. Thank you. Miss J says, but let a black woman agree with any criticism of a non-black person in public, and all hell breaks loose. Oh yeah, oh absolutely. But like I said, there were black women on that in Dana's chat room and on the panel that also agreed with him, publicly about what he was saying about the hair blending and white women wearing the weave better and they can get away with it more so than we can. We There were a lot of us publicly agreeing with him. And like I said, it wasn't the fact that he was wrong or anything. It's just the fact that we gonna sit up here and let him say that they do it better. Miss J said, "Hell, Trina agreed that it's bad to look black businesses. It's bad to loot back black businesses, and she got called all kinds of names. Yeah. Mhm. Nadia says this white girl I worked with was so happy to get extensions. She said was going to cost her $500. Damn. And came back to work with tracks showing and wrong color, but she thought she was popping. Yeah, I've seen something like that before too. Now the texture of the hair may blend in well, but they don't hardly ever get that color right. That color blending, I think that's their Achilles heel. And a lot of times they end up having to get the hair and the weave dyed so that it can match. The color matching is what they have issues with. Ooh, I'm almost all the way into Coachella, California. I didn't even know I was on here that long. But if you guys listen to the replay, think about, some of the things that I said, about how we were pretty much unified more back in the 80s because we didn't focus on the small stuff during that time. During the 80s, like I said, a black man was wearing Jerry curl, the black woman was wearing Jerry curl. If the black man was wearing his hair perm, the black woman was wearing her hair perm. And black men was braiding their hair with the extensions. Look at Rick James with the extensions and the little gold beads in his hair. Black men was doing that back then. And it wasn't no thing about no weave and all this other stuff because they was doing the shit too. Like I said, if it was not for rappers, gangster rap, black men was getting ready to be lace gloving it up, eyelining it up. They was getting ready to get their boy George on. If it wasn't for NWA and all these gangster rappers coming out and totally changing the style and the game. And black women did not criticize them at all. We did not criticize them for running around with the eyeliner, the permed hair, the jerry curls, the lace gloves. We did not criticize them because they was definitely going in that direction. Back in the 80s, go and find pictures of your aunties and uncles back in the 80s. And I promise you, they was looking just like Prince and what's his name? Chico DeBarge, El DeBarge. They was looking like Morris Day and the Time. They was looking like those folks. Go find them pictures. Remind them what they used to look like. Gia girl, I know why we're being treated badly and I know why we're being thought of as bad people because we're taking the rap for a lot of things that are out of our control. Black men don't have any control, they don't have any power. And so they see a lot of things that help the family structure, that have helped black women maintain just a daily living. They look at these things as being against them. Exactly. They get jealous because when we had the babies, we're given custody of the baby because a lot of times they run off. And what are we supposed to do? We supposed to just starve? We supposed to just let the children die? No, we have to go when they run off and they, left us to figure it out on our own. We figured out that we can go and get the white man's welfare. So the white man's welfare and Section 8 and a lot of different things helped us sustain with the children that they abandoned. And now they want to sit up here and make it seem like, oh, you chose the welfare over the man. But they don't talk about the abandonment. And then what would you have the black woman do? Because if she didn't take it, you weren't there. You weren't providing a roof over her head. You weren't providing any food. You were not providing anything. And if she didn't take it, you still wasn't going to provide it. If she were to sit up there and wait on you to provide a roof over the head and the food and all of this type of stuff, you wasn't going to do it. It was too much. I'm just going to be honest with you. For a lot of y'all, it was too much. You couldn't handle it. You left. You ran. You abandoned your family and your children. And child support system back then wasn't perfected. They didn't have it perfected, so you can get away with running. You can get away with running. But then here come the 2000s. They perfected that child support system, the pump and dump. Well, you couldn't get away with the pump and dump anymore. Pumping and dumping them kids. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. And so that's the reason why they treat us so bad. Because the white man perfected his child support system. And they could no longer get away with this pumping and dumping and leaving these kids. And we got blamed for it. Oh man, you mean to tell me I can't just nut all up in a female and leave her pregnant with a baby like I used to back in the 80s? Oh man, you bitches, boy, y'all something else. I can't do that anymore. Oh yeah, y'all bitches, y'all gonna have to do something. I'm trying to sound like Ike Turner. I don't know what you got. I don't know what you got to do, anime. I don't know, anime. You better eat that birth control pill, anime. Eat the birth control pill, anime. I gotta be able to pump and dump, anime. It's all about my nut. You better get control of your womb, anime. Because when I get ready to nut, I don't want to have nothing to do with you after that, anime. You hear? You listening? You listening to me? Uh, 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 okay, Ike. Okay, Ike. I was gonna guard my womb. I swallowed the pill. Don't you worry about nothing, Ike. Pretty Black says we have panels of men day after day, niggas complaining about child support, abortion, and you should have chose better. Yeah, yeah. But see, this is how ridiculous all of that sounds. Because to be honest with you, wasn't nobody checking for nobody during Freaknik, okay? During Freaknik, now all you hear is black men talking about black women getting pregnant during Freaknik. But during Freaknik, how many of these black men were checking the black women resumes and seeing whether or not they like her as a human being, as a person? Wasn't nobody checking nobody resume during Freaknik. They were just getting their freak on during Freaknik. She wasn't vetting him and he wasn't vetting her. It was a whole bunch of people just freaking. A lot of folks got pregnant. And some of these people they didn't even like them folks. They were just having fun. Men and women. And now he's stuck with this crazy female that won't leave him alone. But she should have chose better. She the only one that should have chose better. Ah man, I wish it was like it was back in the 80s when they didn't have that child support system up and running like that. Ugh. Now I'm stuck with this crazy bro. Damn. Uh, brother, you should have chose better. But you should have chose better. Baratiki says, I don't like men wearing earrings. So ridiculous in 2020, America. Yeah, we got our different styles. But like I said, I'm not going to have a whole panel about men wearing grills, men wearing earrings, and them tight jeans that they used to wear back in the 80s. And now they're sagging. I really don't like that sagging. Showing the booty and the boxer shorts and the underwear and all this type of stuff. Who you trying to entice? What women is enticed by seeing a man's booty? He all bent over and stuff, and his booty sticking out. What am I gonna do with his booty? I can't do nothing with your booty. The only person that can do something with some booty is a man. So to me, it looked like you trying to entice this nigga over here. Cause I can't do anything with no booty. Why you wiggling your booty in front of me? I never understood the whole, sagging thing and showing your booty around other men. Cause it ain't doing nothing for women. I'm just letting you know. Now, ladies, if you in the chat room, put a one in the chat if you are not aroused by a man's booty. What do booty do for you? If booty does nothing for you, put a one in the chat. Because I know booty does nothing for me. I don't be looking at a man's booty like that. So if you're a man and you're going around showing your booty, you're not doing it for women. Let's also get that out there too. Exactly. Jig girl said, I'm looking for swelling. Right. I'm looking for a print, but it's not in the back. Now, what's up front? That does something for me. Yeah, I never understood that. Yellow Rose said white women like men's, but yeah, they be slapping men on the behind and all that type of stuff. Like, white women have some very masculine traits when it comes to sex. Can we talk about that for a second? Slapping men in their ass like they women. That's masculine to me. But we don't never say nothing about them slapping men in the ass like they women. Don't really see too many black women own that. Oh, let's see. Nadia says, but they have a belt on while the pants are down to mid thighs with their legs spread wide, trying to hold pants up at the same time. Yeah, like why don't you take the belt and use it to hold your pants up? Why would you have sagging pants? See, this is how I know they doing it on purpose. This is how I know they want somebody to see their booty. Exactly, Yellow Rose. What am I gonna do with your butt? Then there's some women that like to stick their finger in the man's behind. They like to finger the man booty. I do not want shitty fingers. Why would I want to stick my fingers in your butt? But there are some women that say that they like to do that. They like to stick their finger in there. Like, why would you want your man booty hole to get used to entry? Pretty Black says, Faith, many of these black men are undercover gay too. They don't want us to talk about it. Yeah, I feel that in my soul. Yes. Yes. Pretty Black, you're onto something. Yes. And no, they do not want us to say anything about it. We supposed to kind of like not be paying attention to that conversation right there. Because there's a lot of black men that like for you to put your finger in their booty hole. And I don't know what that's about, but I don't want a shitty finger. I'm not trying to have a shitty finger. Like, imagine you having sex with your guy, he on top of you, and he take your finger and tries to put your finger over there by his booty hole. He wants you to play with his booty hole. Like, I did that one time too. There was a guy, we was getting into it. I'm telling my business. I hate telling my personal business. But anyway, we was getting into it, and he wanted me to play with his booty hole. And I thought it was weird. I didn't feel right. Pussy dried up and everything. It was just, it killed the mood for me. Like, you want me to do what? And see, I did it. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. I stuck my finger in there. He wanted me to stick my index finger all the way in there. I rammed it up his ass too. I was mad. And he liked it. He liked it. Y'all, he liked it. And so after I ran my finger up his ass and he liked it, I was done. I couldn't do it anymore. It was like, ooh. And then on top of that, I was worried about I was worried about my finger and whether or not I had booty juice on it. So all the while, he trying to make love to me, and I'm looking at my finger the whole time, like, I really want to get up and wash my hand now. I really want to get this booty juice off my hand. So I was sitting there and I had the messed up looking face, like oh my God, I got booty juice on my finger and I can't do it no more. And he was like, what's wrong? And I'm looking at him like, dude, first of all, you asked me to shove my finger up your ass. And now I got booty juice on my finger. How am I supposed to continue like this? Because now I don't want to touch none of the sheets. I don't want to touch my clothes. I don't want to touch anything. I just want to touch a bar of soap and get this booty juice off my head. But Anyway, let me stop. I digress. I mean, I'm a germaphobe too. I don't like the very idea. That was terrible. Nadia said, I'm so embarrassed. I did that too, but I wore gloves. Yeah, girl, that's what I'm saying. Like, who wants booty juice on their thing? Just, this sex thing out here is getting ridiculous. They're getting ridiculous with the sexual demands out here. Pretty Black says, I heard it has something to do with massaging the prostrate gland that is in the butt. Mm. Baratiki said, Babe, you should have given him the finger to suck. I mean, hey, that booty juice had to come on some kind of way because I was, whoo, girl, I was feeling some kind of way about it. I ain't gonna lie. But nah, like I said, this new age sex stuff they got going on out here, it is something else. I thought that I was being approved, you know. Like I said, when he asked me to do it, I was confused. I'm like, why would you want somebody to put their finger in your butt? And I was mad. Like I said, I was so mad. I was like, okay, you want a finger in your ass? I will give you a finger. I shoved that jaw, bam, right up there. Now take that. Ooh, and he loved it. He leaned back into my finger and everything, got the booty juice all over everything. I was like, ugh. Hold on a second. Yellow Rose says it's not gay if a woman does it, but still. Yellow Rose, are you freaky in the bedroom? You like a finger in your butt? Do you like to finger your man? Tell the truth, Yellow Rose. You be fingering your man. You be pegging your man, don't you, Yellow Rose? You put on the dildo and you be making him your bitch. Yellow Rose be in her room with the dildo on, strapped up. Her man have his butt hiked up in the air. Yellow Rose go and slap his booty one time, pow. Slap the booty one time, pow pow. That's what you be doing, don't you? Yellow Rose be playing with that ass. Oh, Yellow Rose said, my man, all man. Yeah, but that pagan stuff, that's a thing too. Now, this is something that's going on with the younger generation of women. But I was in a chat room. These women, they were like in their 20s, their early 20s, and they were talking about how their men love to be paid. That was some eye-opening shit for me. I'm like, really now? Wow. So apparently, in 2020, there's a blurred line between heterosexual sex and homosexual sex, because everybody doing the same thing in the bedroom. So apparently, men get fucked the same way women get fucked. Everybody's getting fucked. There's no one person that's not getting fucked anymore. Pretty Black said we would break up for sure over that weird mess. Yeah. Baratiki said, I like to finger a woman I am being intimate with, but hell no, no finger or anything else in my butt. Not even an endoscopy. I am Allison in Wonderland says, yeah, it's a thing now. Yeah, because I realized that when I was in that chat room, and it was like, what, about 50 of us in that chat room? This was on a Facebook group. I'm in a whole bunch of different sex groups. I like to, be nosy and find out what's going on, keep up with the times. And these young girls was in there. There was like 50 of us in there, and there was about half of them was saying, yeah, yeah, I like that. I fucked the shit out of my man. I'm like, you fucked the shit out of your man? What? Then I started thinking about that old Usher song. What was this? Trading places. That Usher song. I started thinking about that song. I was like, I wonder if Usher ever really trade places with his woman. I wonder if Usher got paid. Y'all think Usher got paid? I think he got paid. Because when he was singing that song and he was talking about, uh, I'm usually on the top. Tonight I'm on the bottom because we're trading places. Now give it to me, baby, till I say, ooh wee. And I was thinking to myself, when he got to that part where he was acting like the woman, he was going, ah. And I was like, you know what? Usher probably was getting fucked. I really believe Usher might have gotten fucked. Because he was really into it on that song. Y'all go back and listen to that song and how he was doing the part where he was pretending like he was the woman on the bottom. And he was like, ah. And I was like, Usher, you seem like you know a little bit too much about this. Pretty Black said, oh, yes, Faye. Remember with that herpes lawsuit, a man came out and said he gave Usher head too. Oh, no, no, I didn't hear that. I knew it. I knew it because, like I said, when he was singing that song, boy, he was hitting that high note. I was like, Usher, sound like you was enjoying that a little bit too much. Like you went back into a little time zone with that right there when you hit that note. Yeah, he's singing the hell out of that song. I love Usher. I love Usher music. I still listen to Usher's music. Yeah, he got some hits. But now, y'all, I'm being silly today. Doug says stuff like that fly right over my head. Yeah, Doug, y'all men be sitting up here making love to Usher music, and Usher is actually wanting you to put him on the bottom. Usher was groomed by P. Diddy, and P. Diddy is known to be on the down low. What? Shut up. No. Usher? What, P. Diddy? Wow. Pretty Black said, yeah, it was on the press conference. Some guy was saying he was Usher's man for a man. I still like his music. Yeah, I'll still listen to Usher's music, though, even though I think he a little fruity. I still listen to his music. Yeah, but it's a lot of these male artists out here. When I listen to their music and I get thinking back on some of the stuff I hear them singing, and thinking to myself, that sounded really gay. What's up, Mella? Wisdom speaks. P. Diddy be getting the diddy up his diddy do. Diddly do. Yeah, Holly weird. I'm telling you, man. I wouldn't put it past it because there's a lot of stuff that these artists be doing now. I can't. But like I said, I appreciate the music, the artistry, everything. But these are some Holly weird people, man. And we're bringing this stuff right out here into the public. We're Holly weird with these people. But yeah, if a guy wants you to play with his booty from here on out, just know he gay. Don't let no man try to convince you that he's not gay or that he haven't had it up the booty or that he ain't been with a man. Cause yeah, that's some gay stuff right there. Yeah, and there's some of these YouTube content creators I kind of feel might be borderline on that gay you know booty banging stuff, especially the ones that really really hate black women. Some of them try to show pictures of them with black women and all this type of stuff, try to throw you off the gay scent, but then they go right back to hating black women 24/7. And those are ones I kind of find to be suspect. But without any proof, I'm not gonna sit up here and put nobody out there. But there was some guy that was exposing the manosphere, and he had said that there was a couple of black men that had gone down to the Dominican Republic, and they was out there messing with those dirty foot Dominican women, and one of them confessed that he did have sex with a tranny. And I'm like, how the hell do you have sex with a man and not know it's a man? Like when you getting all into it, you didn't see a ball slip out nowhere, or you didn't realize that you wasn't in the actual vagina. I mean, like, how does that work? I mean, some of y'all, some of these people act like they don't know human anatomy. Like you can't tell a vagina from a booty hole. Like somebody would have to explain to me how is it possible. Although, although I will say, telling some of my own business again, but some of these guys can't find a pussy hole. I'm gonna be honest with you. They be fumbling around down there, fumbling around, and damn near stick you in your booty hole. Like, nigga, don't you know the difference in where the pussy hole is from the booty hole? How the hell you gonna bypass the pussy hole and go straight for the booty hole? And that shit pisses me off. What's up, LAR? You know what? better stop. I better stop because then somebody gonna come up in here and not know what I was talking about originally, and I'm over here talking about these gay guys. Yeah, but pretty black. But that's what I'm saying. Like they act like they don't know what a hole is. I'm like, how the hell you a grown ass man and you do not know what a hole is? Doug says that's that inexperienced virgin type move. Or maybe he not getting enough pussy. I don't know what the hell it was, but I'm sitting up here like, really? So yeah, that there are those that they don't know the woman's anatomy at all. You know what, ladies? Y'all ever had those men in the bedroom with you, and they got those delicate spaghetti fingers? You know what I'm talking about? Those guys that had them delicate spaghetti fingers. They act like they scared to touch you, and so they barely touch you. Like they hitting it from the back, but they not really grabbing your waist. They not really grabbing the ass. They got them spaghetti fingers. I hate that shit. Spaghetti finger motherfucker. The hell you think this is? Like how you want the guy to grab your behind and just spread the cheeks and slap you a little bit, and then you got this old pussy ass spaghetti finger motherfucker just, oh my god, yeah, whack as hell. That shit is whack as hell. Like I don't understand that shit either. They don't know how to touch you and grab you in the bedroom. Like, it's one thing to want to make love and everything like that, but that spaghetti finger stuff, like he scared you're gonna break or something if he grab you too hard. If I grab her too hard, I might break something. Wonder what the hell that shit is. Yellow Rose said, I've never experienced that. You do not want to experience that whack ass shit, Yellow Rose. That's some whack ass shit right there. Or they slap your behind, but they barely slap your behind. Like they scared that they gonna hit it too hard. I remember one time this guy he's hitting it from the back, and then it was like this weak ass slap. Like I barely felt it. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I look back at him. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Weak ass slap. And then you get mad and you try to ram it back on him, like slap that ass the way you supposed to slap it. You ram your ass back on him, and then he fall out the bed because he a punk. Yeah, I ran my ass back on him like, whack this ass better than that. Then he fell out the bed. I was like, oh, to hell with it, fuck it. Shoot, you can't even hold on. Yeah, you definitely, Yellow Rose. You definitely don't want to experience that shit right there. No, LAR. I've been in this truck. I've been driving for about 2.5, 3 hours. Baratiki. Yeah, Baratiki. Most women do. Yes, but they say choke me, slap me, pull my hair. Yeah, but don't nobody want no boring ass sex. What the hell? Yeah, Barry Tiki, he fell off the bed. He gave me that weak ass slap, and I got mad. I bucked back. I said, "You done slapped his ass better than that," and he fell off the bed. I'm like the hell? Go on somewhere with that weak ass shit. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to head over into the mountains now. Now I'm in the heart of the desert, and my signal is about to fade. So y'all not gonna. This the only time y'all gonna know anything about what Faith do in the bedroom. I am not going to disclose any more information. Yellow Rose said, "Faith, was he younger? He might have been, y'all. He might have been a little bit younger. But at any rate, let me get off of here. Oh, Essie the Bessie, you just got done driving 6 hours. Where you go? Doug, yeah, you called it. Bear Tiki said you could have broken his ding-a-ling at Faith. What the hell? How the hell am I gonna break his ding-a-ling? I mean, I thought y'all like it when the woman go back on it like that. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all, man, y'all some punks. Some of y'all some punks. Who made that comment? Bear Tiki, you a punk. All right, y'all. Let me get my behind up off of here. It was nice hanging out with everybody, and thank you all for joining the chat. All some of you that been in here since 3 o'clock this morning, y'all some true soldiers, I tell you. But I'm Pretty Black, LER, Yellow Rose, Baratiki, Gia Girl, SC the Bestie. Who else? Nadia, Yaz Light, Doug. It's a whole bunch of y'all in here this morning. And yeah, I appreciate all of you. You know, you could have been anywhere, but you came here. But like I said, I want to leave you with the original. I thought about the original topic because we done went off into a whole bunch of other stuff. We done went down so many rabbit holes on this live. I think this one is almost going to be one of the classics on here. But yeah, we got to get on code, y'all. We got to stop allowing people from other groups to come and tell us or uplift their people above any of ours. Even though we are gender warring, and yes, we are gender warring, there's no way that I will allow another person from another group to say that their man is better than mine. It's not going to happen. Even if I partially agree, I wouldn't give it to them. So we all got to learn how to what the code is and what being on code looks like. And I think we get so caught up with our own beefing that when anybody comes and says something that we had been saying for the longest amongst ourselves in our own group, we allow people from the outside to infiltrate in that way because we are so desperate for validation and being right. But anyway, hey, what's up, App Bixby? App Bixby coming in at the last minute to miss all the good stuff, but you're gonna have to get it on the replay, sis. I'm about to shut it down, shut it down. But all right, don't forget to hit that like button, guys, on the way out. Again, I enjoyed kicking it with you guys. You always get me through my mornings, and I'm out.